Alright, so it seems to have worked. So, going to take a look at this Dominions 4 game that I've been playing. It is on Hexaware, and I'm playing as Late Age Marignon with Summod Magic Enhanced and Chocolate Thrones enabled. So that's a lot of fun stuff. Let's see, we are in winter of year 7, so I guess that is about 80 turns. Look at the score graphs. It's been going on for a while, and I've reached the point where it's pretty well, I'm playing against computers, so it's doubtless that I'll win, but I set the throne settings really high because I wanted to enjoy as much of Chocolate Thrones as I could, and so I need 35 points, and I think I am around 12 at this point. So there's a long way to go. But I'm having fun taking over these level 3 thrones now, that most of them are still sitting around. I'm using this guy with the Crown of Overmight, which casts Auto Charm, and Tatarian Chains, which enslave, and also a bunch of Blood Slaves, as well as Hellbind Heart. And so as you can see, I have lots of things that I have accumulated across the game. Unfrozens, these archers, Long Dead Archers, Dustwalkers, these Knights of the Fallen Chalice, which are added by Magic Enhanced to LA Marignon. They're basically Demon Knights but they're sacred. I don't have the Strong Bless because I went for a Fountain of Blood, just so that way we could get all the paths to forge all the items and cast all the rituals that we would need to have the most fun, of course. So let's take a look really quickly at this battle and see what happens when we took over, enslaved the Netter of Kings. So as you can see, he's a really powerful caster. It's on a Pretender chassis, so he's got a lot of HP, he's really big, and he has F4, W4, S5, a lot of gems. So taking him over was pretty cool. He got an affliction, but that's okay because I have Gift of Health up, as well as some gems. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happens and see how we took him over. So we have my guy here. Hellbind Heart did not work. So the bats went in and attacked him. That's where he got the affliction from. And there, on the last Hellbind Heart, it works. On the third one. So, and there we go. And then the army moved in to secure them. Make sure he didn't get attacked by all these Indies over here. They just ran. I didn't know if, when I took him over, if he would then have to fight his own Indies, and I didn't know if there was a commander. I could have checked with a scout. I could have pinged the throne. I just didn't think to do that. So they're all running, and then all the devils jump in and try to kill them. Knights charge in. A lot of things are getting frozen by my unfrozens over here. Let's see, where are they? They're up in front. It's kind of weird that these things are being frozen then. They must have started closer. Let's watch again and see where everything starts. Yeah, they're all starting in the middle there, behind the trolls. I have not been very careful, especially in these kind of circumstances where I'm fighting Indies that are going to be retreating, but I might actually lose a crossbow or something from that freezing. Yep, oh, a devil. Okay. Yeah, so I took over that throne, and because we're using Chocolate Thrones, it's a pretty ridiculous throne. It gives a ton of gems, gold, sloth, and growth, but at this point I have enough fortresses that I'm not really recruiting a max from each of them. I'm usually not even recruiting troops, I'm just recruiting mages and then summoning troops. As you can see, these are mostly summons, and then I have a few 37 archers left over, 38 if we count that guy. This guy's been my prophet since the beginning of the game. I just thought that an A2 would be good, because then he could cloud trapeze onto the thrones to claim them. And so we can look at my bless effects on the prophet. We have morale, attack skill, fire resist, green vig, magic resist, HP, strength. Let's take a quick look at all the silly thrones that I have from Chocolate Thrones. The Throne of Death, which gives me 10 death gems a turn, and lets me summon a white with a priest. So I have some whites there. I've been using them throughout the game. This one, Throne of Life, 5 gems, growth, so that counteracts the Throne of Death, and priest may enter to summon a fine mate, ogre. So those are cool. I've been using those things to good effect. I have this guy, he's a great leader. So basically what I'm doing is I'm assembling my forces here at Mir, and then I am gatewaying them to different places around the map. I'm basically pushing over here. I took out LA Midgard. Oh, I'm also using 1H, I don't think I mentioned that. So MA Eru, and I'm working on Himon, who I just took. This was a pretty messy battle, because I checked my scripting here, and on this guy I didn't have mass flight scripted. I had windwalkers. That was a misclick, so I lost a lot of things, a lot of devils, when everything should have flown in and gone and killed them. And they had a lot of chaff that I had to eat through with the devils. And they would have been much helped by all these demon knights that I have, or Knights of the Fallen Chalice. Plus all these trolls would have been good. And these Dustwalkers too. So that was a bit of a fail. I messed that battle up, but again, it's single player. And it was only 100 devils, that's only 700 slaves, which is about 2 turns of slaves. A few cool things that I have assembled in this play is I have the second gate, which gives a blood magic bonus. So I've been over here summoning vampires who then summon more vampires. And I also have all these guys here binding devils. When I feel like it, I'll get a demon lord or an ice demon, or not a demon lord, an archdevil, and an ice devil. And I was about to start getting the demon lords, because I have a lot of research done. But it's just a matter of moving around boosters. At this point, micromanagement fatigue is really set in. It takes a lot to move all of these things around. I have blood hunters being set up over here. There's some blood hunters over here that I'm working on setting up. I have blood hunters over here. I'm setting them up down here in these newly captured lands from him. And blood hunters here, blood hunters here. So it's a lot of micromanaging, moving all these scouts and the slaves, and it takes a lot of work. So probably resign this game over to the dustbin soon. And if I ever feel like picking it up again, I may do so. Maybe I'll have some more fun with this guy. He's got some cool paths and magic enhanced, adds some really cool spells. I'm going to take a look at what I have available to cast. Any cross path spells that he has. Fire and Water, Pyre of the Frozen Flame, Sets to Light. Okay. So I can use fire gems and turn them into water gems by freezing my own people. But I have Heat 3 because I'm playing LA Marignon, which is by and large a fire nation, and I have a lot of devils, and I have a lot of these guys who come with fire resist. So I decided to go for Heat 3. There's a lot of really trash scales around me, the AI. Helheim is the biggest AI. They go from here down to around here. They have, like I said, really awful scales, cold, death, a lot of luck, and production. Yeah, I don't know if Helheim needs production, but also I think I'm playing against, on on the second highest difficulty. I can't remember if that's impossible or if that is master. So they have ridiculous amounts of income anyway, so it doesn't really matter what their skills are. But death sort of sucks, because then when I take over their stuff, their lands are empty. And that is in part why all these nations over here have these huge stacks of armies, because they have so much resources from being high levels of high difficulty AIs, especially over here. Lots of chaff everywhere. No biggie though. We've got some cool angel thugs. These guys have an item from, I think this is magic enhanced, that gives them liquid body. And because I'm using firebrands to fight and do my damage, it doesn't really matter that my strength is reduced, and I also have pretty high strength anyway. I think, yeah, that's good. I've lost a few of these guys to none. Their stupid giants are really pretty good at bopping angels on the head and getting lucky hits and just hitting them down with their high strength. So I don't recommend using angels against giants. They seem to have their number. Let's see. So what do we have here? If we keep playing, I'll want to move Batman over to take. Let's go for Abyssia. Take over this Anakai of the Underworld. I lost these provinces to Abyssia, and EA Atlantis moved in and took them from me, so I have a little bit of a force that is stuck over here. I could probably move some of these guys over there to take care of that. Whoops. Let's make them research. And this guy was casting Springhawks because I have an absurd amount of air gems. I have a lot of gems now, except for water. So I was going to start chewing on both of these two Atlanti over here. Just take this little causeway, this isthmus, over from them. But first I wanted to cast Frozen Seas, so that way all this stupid chaff would be locked under there and I wouldn't have to deal with them. And then I could teleport golems or something on to take these thrones, and I especially don't want to deal with Therados and all their stupid chaff. So my next moves were going to be to take over Atlanti, and then move in and take TC. TC is really small, they're only about this big. And then once I take over TC, I will probably fight Ur has 3 thrones in their cap circle. One of them is a level 3 that hasn't been taken yet. And then after I did that, I have the option of attacking Marignon, MA, who's right here. And we have Helheim. I'll probably attack them soon. After I clear out TC and Atlanti. And and there's also is this LA? No, that's MA Mictlan. No, it is LA Mictlan. They only have 1 throne, so probably leave them alone. But they would be pretty easy to just nibble on and take some of their exposed stuff over here. And it's not like the problem is just moving these armies around. It's not so much that the armies are hard to fight, it's that it's hard to respond to everything on all these borders. So I wanted to seal the underwater down below. One interesting spell that is in Magic Enhanced is... do I have it unlocked yet? No, I guess not. So there's Sea of Ice. There's also, I think it's alt. Acid Seas, I thought would be fun to cast. But I didn't know, because I have coastal income bonuses being LA Marignon, so I'm not sure if that would be a detriment to me. So I could cast that. I mean, I'm about to also cast Gift of Nature's Bounty, so that way my income will jump really high and I'll be able to recruit a ton of blood hunters and not really have to care about unrest. And then I can take the income hit probably from that. Gift of Nature's Bounty is enchantments, and yeah. Grain goes more quickly, mustard tastes better. I don't think I'm casting anything this turn. And the only person is Therados with this, and there's no telling how many death gems they sunk into that. I can get this Pretender up to S10 pretty easily to dispel, but I don't really want to use my gems on that yet. Eventually I want to go ahead and cast Arcane Nexus. Obviously that'll give me a gigantic S income, and I can use that to make golems, cast wishes, get angels, all sorts of fun stuff that you get to do with a high S Pretender. And so let's see, let's go ahead and find Lamia Queens, which I've summoned by getting these guys, and then let's see if we can work on casting Gift of Nature's Bounty. I need a few more boosters. I think over here we have Robe of the Magi, which I got from a random event on the first year, which was absurd. I chose to pick pretty unusual skills for early Marignon, just because. Well, not just because, but I picked Turmoil because I was going to go for magic and luck. So I have pretty good events, but Turmoil, you know, most people don't take that on a Blood Nation. But I figured since I was going for magic, that it would be a good thing to pick up, and it did work out in my favor in that case. Astral Travel, I have the Gatestone, so I have a lot of useful artifacts, a lot of silly things I wanted to test out. I pretty much wanted to test out taking over Pretenders. And so let's see, can we cast Gift of Nature's Bounty? Do I even have enough gems? I only have 29. It does take 7. 29 nature gems. Fortunately, I don't have Wish yet, so I can't wish for gems. I do have a pretty solid nature income. I'm casting a lot of wolves in order to make patrollers for blood hunters, so spending about 10 gems a turn on that. So let's see about making a king to lead these wolves over here. I'll probably want some more wolves in order to actually continue recruiting, because over here we have shaman here, which is really cool to have 2 shaman provinces right next to each other, because shaman are good in communions. Let's see, let's look at my items. Yep, I made a lot of these things. I have a lot of junk from random events. Of course, as happens when you play luck, everyone's bringing these things to the treasury, but we don't want them. This one's actually been okay. It gives inspirational and panic, as I put that on a captain who's not going to be casting spells anyway, and it's moderately useful to have him do that instead of standing there behind troops uselessly. Panic has a pretty short range though, so I don't know if anyone has actually used it very much. Maybe against flyers. That's marginally useful. Useless, useless, useful, kind of in the middle. It's not terrible. Not great either. Ropes and Mystery Protection. Yeah, just throw that on a mage who's carrying something just to save him from those stray arrows. Give that to someone who's not doing anything useful otherwise. And got all these boosters. We've got all this thug gear. And all in all, it's been a pretty fun game. Unfortunately, I don't think there will be any good battles for a while until I move in to start taking over TC. And you know what I want to do this turn? I need some air mages, so let's cast Harbinger. These guys are in charge of making dowsing rods for my blood hunters. Let's see, Midgard, patrolling. Let's see, how's research looking? Working on Conjuration. So we'll hit Conjuration 8 next turn, which will let me get royalty, plus all these cool summons from Magic Enhanced, National Summons, all sorts of really great things that are added by this spell, or added by this mod. Really a lot of great work went into that. So we're working on boosters over here. We're shuttling these mages over to that blood site. It takes a while. So we teleport them one by one, and slowly moving my devil factory from my capital to over here, which puts me in a good position to go ahead and try to smash this nation over here. What else do we want to do? We have a lot of gems. Let's see. If we actually cloud trapeze this guy over here, then he can be in position to attack TC, and we won't need to summon another one. So this gives him ritual bonus range, so that's good. We'll leave that on him, unless we should have some need of it. Just get him there quicker. But it doesn't really matter, because once we get him there, and if we had to move 5, then we get him on the capital. And then he could, yeah, let's just go ahead and move him there, because he can just fly over to Ikden, which is where I guess I'll assemble to launch the attack on TC, and then we'll just chop up all this chaff. This army is not going to be doing anything. This army is going to go take over the remnants of Himnan. And so let's see about moving these guys onto a lab so that way they can teleport over to the north, and then we can just go ahead and take these guys over, kill a bunch of chaff, have fun doing so. Okay. So lab, we're going to cast Cloud Trapeze to go Ikden. Oh wait, no, Marignon. Let's see. We have all of these guys who are standing still, doing nothing. This guy's claiming the throne. So these two guys are leading all the troops. Yeah, that's an issue. Let's move them up. Move them up. Just let those guys have their space. I'm pretty sure these guys can move faster. No, wait, they're rather slow. Never looked at that stat. They're slower than, well, my trolls are wounded. As you can see, that's why, one of the reasons why I put Gifted Health up, is because I've been dragging all these guys around, fighting a bunch of stuff. Let's see, who's not wounded? Okay, yeah. So these trolls don't move very quickly anymore. Who is not wounded over here? A lot of people. Demons are tough. Tougher than trolls, it appears. Okay, so let's see. Where's the closest place we could get these guys on a mage that can cast Gateway to get them over to the north to attack TC, which I think we'll do, and we'll assemble some forces here, move them there. So we're going to move in one. So next turn we'll move there, and then third turn we'll attack. You know what? I left that Harbinger being summoned, and I think that's a good idea, because I'll actually go ahead and use a Thug to take over some of this stuff over here, and that'll be fun. Let's see. So I think the closest I can get is Estenofia, where these ladies are here in order to help out with finding nature sites in Himnan. A lot of this hasn't been site searched. That's what that guy's here to do. These have all of these mages over here who were fighting Abyssia and Hymnen, who won't be able to do anything useful for a little while until we go ahead and attack over here and march up here. But it's a lot of these chart makers. I'll have to remember to move those water bottles away from them. They use them against Abyssia. Obviously Abyssia has fire resist, so also Atlantis had cast Perpetual Storm, so I was just summoning storm power and then having fun with lightning bolts. And there's a really great spell in Magic in Hands called Ice Darts. So let's see. Yeah, Ice Darts. It's really low. Research. 16 AP damage, 3 effects, 25 range. And it freezes stuff. Very good. Very, very good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and maybe watch this battle a little bit and see what happens. Yeah. Yep, Windwalkers. On to the Devils, which is not especially useful because I'm going to cast Fog Warriors next turn. So basically what happens is we watch all these people stonewall all these things that are supposed to be flying. There's nothing freezing my troops here, which is good. In that sense, this army is superior to the other one. So yeah, basically the Devils go and kill everything, while all the other things that are supposed to be killing their army is all stonewalled. It doesn't work out very well, and I lose all of the Devils, which was sort of a pain. So there they are, going to get to work. Yeah. Ouch. Not paying attention when I scripted that angel cost me a lot. Yep, and that's what happens when you don't double check your scripting. But now they will move in here. Let me see. That's the guy. Yep, we still have this spell, which is really powerful. Proliflogos incantation. Basically, it is a light of the North Star for fire mages, which lets all of these fire ones cast Fireball, which has been very, very powerful. These guys are going to be storming this castle over here. I don't think there'll be a lot to fight them. I have some snakes, I have some guys that are good at not dying in the front, and I have these guys which are good at going and killing things. Very scary. No magic over here, but this fort is mostly empty. It's also at a throne. I didn't realize that initially. So that'll be good. I'll get another throne, and then I will only need about 20 more to win. And if I move along and get these level 3s, that'll put me closer. And then yeah, so I should be able to just take this one, maybe these 3, this one, these over here, and that should be a victory. That would take quite a while. So let's get started. Let's move over here. This guy, what was I doing with him? Maybe he was leading whites. What was I planning? Let's take the whites over here to mirror where everyone is assembling. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have the magic to cast that spell. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have the thug gear for the Carbinger. We need a vine shield, it looks like. So we have Frostband, Firebrand, Armor, Regen, Green Vig, Boots. So we just need a shield. and a helmet if we want. And, well, we have a lot of gems, so let's go ahead and make a helmet. A good one. Let's see if we have a B2, D2. We can cast it. I don't think I have any of those off the bat. Well, I mean, I have all these guys, but they're summoning vampires. Let's see about boosting her to do it. There's a neat little item in Magic Enhanced, Mask of the Vampire, that gives Leeching Touch. Life Drain, Armor Negating, pretty good for a helmet. No encumbrance, a lot of prot. Another good choice would be the one that gives Stone Skin. Or is it Iron Skin? I don't remember. These guys are over here to cast Infernal Chapter. Very good spell. Lets me get basically a knight at 6 each, 6 slaves. And they also come with commanders, which are very useful for shuttling them around. This guy has Horror Harmonica, which lets him cast Summon Horror, called Horror, and the Armor of the Virtue. This is a plagiarized idea, but I added this to give him extra range on teleport. Unfortunately, there's not anything he can hit. I could hit Shadow Glade, so I'll go ahead and do that. And we can see that in action. I think, let's see. Whoops. Nope. I did use him over here. So this is what happens when you cast him. He comes up, cast Horror Mark, call Horror. Horrors go kill things. He gets teleported back to home safely, and it's like nothing ever happened except for their army dies at almost no cost to you and very minimal risk. Okay, so let's see, we have enough defense over here, enough defense over here. They may very well reclaim those provinces because we've been battling with them for a while over them, but once we capture this throne and start pushing them backwards, then they will move the front forward. And that's what we've been doing to him then. They started attacking me when I was over here, so we've pushed them all the way back here. Luckily, some of the AIs are wiser and they haven't been attacking me. I really would not like to fight Helheim if I can avoid it. All their sneaky stuff, all their flyers, they probably have an untoward amount of gems now that they could cast all those ritual remote summon attacks, like Call of the Winds, Call of the Wilds. Not very fun to have to clean up all that stuff. This guy's cool. He does a lot of stuff. He gets gold. He gets fire gems. He's an S2. I would have made him my prophet, but now honestly I'd probably make this guy my prophet. Clearly. So we're moving him. Actually, he can cast Gateway. Yeah, and what's his leadership? It's absurd. Great. Wow. So let's move him over here. Actually, let's just go ahead and have him take over all the army. I did not think about that. Let's go ahead and take that and give it to him so he can move these undead. Those are the cold undead. These are the shooty undead. I probably will not actually have enough. Yeah, squads, unfortunately. You can only lead 5 squads. Let's see, 75. Oh no, so he barely cannot lead all the undead. That's a shame, even with this nice pointy helmet on. So let's see, we have 31. Oh, what a shame. Well, let's see. Maybe that'll be enough, and this Unfrozen Lord can do something useful. Well, let's see. There will be plenty of devils up north, so let's have him take the devils down south, where I just had that massacre due to my stupidity and carelessness, I should say. It was a great plan, carelessly executed, and have him come down here. Okay, and this guy let's see. Well, he can only move one because some of those crossbows, the heavy crossbows, only have one movement. Okay. This guy was on hand in order to teleport things. Let's have him summon a Revenant who can cast the Dark Knowledge spell in order to find all those good death places, death sites. Well, it looks like my only death booster is actually going to be that Ring of Sorcery, so I don't know. Is that the best use of that? No, absolutely not. Not when this guy's here, and he can cast Sun Spectre. I was saving Death Gems in order to get tarts, but let's just go ahead and cast it now. Contact Harbinger. These guys we need to forge. Actually, I will use Shift O in order to set them monthly, making those dowsing rods. I need to make another hammer. I don't have very many E-mages. I guess we could take this guy, give him those, but I like E-gems. They're really powerful. I don't really want to use the hammer on them, or use the gems on a hammer in order to save slaves. Also, this has the steel ovens, really great. So these are 2 slave dowsing rods, pretty nice. So I can get 5 for the cost of 2. Let's send him back over there. Let's see, this guy is collecting slaves here. This guy is not patrolling very well, he needs some wolves. These guys summon wolves, this guy's patrolling. This guy needs to revive a king in order to send those wolves over there. Actually, this guy can take the wolves. And let's see. Let's give him, yeah. We'll go over there. Patrol those evil brigands away. I guess just have those guys research for what they're worth, which actually is not too terrible considering that we have Magic 3 that really enhances these low, useless researchers into something that is actually worthwhile. Okay, let's move on to the next set. Okay, I have a lot of golds because I just dispelled Perpetual Storm. You see income dipped at Storm, and then I dispelled it. Income is skyrocketing. So these guys, I was sending him around to build temples. I just started spamming temples everywhere to get a Dominion push going. Let's see. These guys are barely holding on to the rest over there. Let's see. Can we forge some more blood boosters to get more guys into this configuration? We can. If I can find that. So I have another, the Book of Dark Secrets, which is also a good blood booster, and he is using it. So I guess I can't. You know what? I'm going to take this from her. Give that to him. He can make the Brazen Vessel. Still. And I need another Bloodthorn in order to have this guy or any B3 move into casting the Infernal Knights. Infernal Chapter because we want B5. So let's see over here. We will have this guy actually make that nice helmet for the angel. And we'll have this lady get Curse of Blood so we can have more vampires spawning. This guy, we're moving him over here to cast a fire spell. Ancient Dragon, yes. 45 gems, and you get a Fire Dragon. So, Not bad. He is here in case we need him to teleport or gateway troops around with a bunch of boosters. I'm really hard capped by my S income at this point, but luckily I have a few items that are helping with that. I should probably prioritize getting Arcane Nexus up in order to deal with that. Let's see. Unfortunately, this guy is not going to be able to build a temple here unless I find somewhere to cut recruiting. Good. What does the Throne of War do? Combat training. Yeah. I can recruit war trolls over here, but I haven't in a while because they're expensive. And I was pretty tight on cash. Sorry for the knuckle popping if that disgusts you. But it feels good. Helps my hands relax. Have that guy research. These guys are supposed to be blood hunting. That's what they're here for. Have all of this turf here to take care of, do so in. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, let's see. Send 2 over there since the income is so high, and 3 over here because the income is not as good. And so it won't matter so much to get that hunted down. These guys just moved over here in order to blood hunt. We start blood hunting there too. Alright, these guys looking. Let's move him over here. These 2. Unfortunately, without the hammer, that's going to take 4 slaves. This guy is supposed to be collecting slaves. Put that over here. Oh, no gold. This guy. Well, let's move a blood hunter over here. Let's move 2, since these guys are not having any trouble. Let's move this guy over to Valrust in order to build a temple, get some Dominion push, get rid of this disgusting, stupid Dominion. Yeah, let's get rid of all this stupid stuff as soon as we can. Let's get growth, production, good luck instead of misfortune. After all, I did trash my income there by taking turmoil, so I might as well make sure we spread the luck as much as we can in order to get all those good events. Oh yes, these guys are all casting Ghost, but I don't have very many death gems now, so they'll just research. These actually can cast... Well, no. I do want Carrying Beast. They're really strong, especially when buffed. At least they seem to be to me. I haven't really ran the numbers on them or used them in battle, but they seem great. Big bodies, powerful attacks, and they have stun vines. Unfortunately, can't do much over here. This guy. Let's go ahead and get some summer lines going. Well, that'll take out from dragons I could cast, but so I can basically get a dragon a turn just based on my income. Oh, what's this? Oh, how funny. I just realized when I was conquering Abyssia, they had all of these staffs of flame focus, which seem useless. And then since they are. But with Angelic Host, I can cast up to 7 away. Fortunately, I can't quite hit him in. Not from there, not from Mir. So close, so close. Nope, can't cast over there. Cast over here. Well, I guess I'll just send them. Well, let's see. How much does that spell cost? And that's a good spell, Angelic Host, because an Archangel, I believe, is an F3. So let's cast him close to that throne we're hoping to take next turn. Then he can just fly over there. Cool. Have a lot of guys that are researching instead of blood hunting. Yeah. A lot of potential blood hunters. Well, we do have a lot of patrollers at this place. This guy doesn't have any magic leadership. Let's just go ahead and consolidate all those. Well, let's just blood hunt, even though we're almost done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. Oh, that's going to cut my research. So that way I don't hit conjugation next turn. Well, that'd be cool. I wish there was a way to get more global enchantment spots, but I'll soon take these two down. I'm just thinking, I wonder if there's anything useful I can do with air this turn. Not really. I don't quite have the research to use it very optimally. I haven't needed too many aircasters for battle. Just a few big guys over here casting good spells. I have a pretty big bank of air gems. Okay, where has not Dark Knowledge been cast? Mire. And where do we need hair specs? These two provinces. So many spells. These guys are here to summon wolves, which we're not doing anymore because we have a ton. Let's see, actually, if this devil is flying over to Mir, can he take these guys? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, we're almost out of blood slaves, unfortunately. And we still need to make one more Bloodthorn. One's making up Bloodthorn over here, right? Good. Okay, mask. Good, okay. Press Alt to select all of those guys. Let's have him patrol just for fun. Or if he could thug, probably. It's got fear. I think I did get a Shroud of the Battle Saint from someone that we killed. Unfortunately, we're not actually going to be able to cast all the spells we want. And we're out of slaves with 3 of them. Okay, take those gems. Let's see, does anyone else have gems? Yeah. It's a lot of water. Actually, might be able to do Frozen Seas this turn. I'd hate for someone to cast it global and then me override my own. One of them, especially Gift of Health, because or Mother Oak. It's risky. Let's see. Well, how soon do I want to move out on these guys? Well, I do have this army here that's not doing anything. Oh, let's see. Let's move all of the crossbowmen onto certain commanders because crossbowmen take up less. They have 2 move, so we want to keep them together so that way we can use the more mobile troops without being held back by the less mobile troops. Let's move them over there so that way they can get teleported by the guy. And so that leaves me with these 2 guys who come over here and help him. Because soon, in 2 turns, we'll have to capture that. So, do we want to cast Sea of Ice this turn? What do we gain by casting Sea of Ice? Well, we have the opportunity to then take over these thrones. No, we don't need to cast it this turn. Let's see if anyone else cast it global. So that way we don't accidentally override our own. Oh, good. You can cast 1 more devil. May very well be able to cast some more if we can find more people that have slaves. No one's moving from that province. I have a lot of slaves here that aren't getting shuffled. This guy's not doing anything particularly useful, so let's send him over there. That's all I'm pressing in. There's no one else left that needs orders. That didn't take too long. So I recently, just last turn, built the Gatestone. So now I can move more freely. And that is what I had summoned all these specters for, is in order to get an S2-1 so I can cast Gateway and move all these undead troops around. So now that I have that, now that I have my Gateway spell potential massively increased due to the capturing of that Nader and to forging the stone, maybe I can put this guy somewhere. He might be more useful up here where the things are actually being summoned. And that way he can move them directly from there. I was just using mirror as an assembly point because it was centrally located from here and here and here and here, where the whites are coming from. It's a lot of those guys too. I liked him up here. Oh wait, that does remind me. I almost forgot. Just trying to think of anything else I can do in this turn. Might want to summon some of these guys back to the living. Have some over here. Not that good, even with Heroic Valor. Let's see. Let's have him actually reanimate those land dead still. Those would be really great for patrolling, so I should probably revive King. Actually, let's have this guy move over there so he can revive a King directly on there. And soon I'll be able to reanimate, get another set of Dust Priest. Fortunately, my Dominion is not strong enough to bring turmoil over here. What am I summoning a Spectre for? In order to cast Dark Knowledge. It's not a critical need, really. None of these have been site searched by me. Bloodhounds. Okay, this guy should be site searching. Where's that province? Okay, they're gonna take care of that. Need nature there. Send him down. We have these guys that are doing a pretty good job of keeping my rest down. Honestly, I could probably contact Draconians with this guy. And I might actually be able to do it with somebody else too. Air and Astral. Oh, we got that though. So we could have 2 Draconian summoners there. Honestly though, let's see. We're gonna get Queens next turn. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast 1. How's my research looking? It is dipped below 434.17. So let's take a couple of these guys and have them research instead. Nope. Nope. Need 2 more. Yep. Okay, let's put hunts. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 bottles. And actually I'll take 3 bottles. I'll give it to that guy. The extra one. Take these 2 guys that are selling over there. Well, no, one who's selling. This guy and this guy. Let's actually take Grossa's units and give them to Mate. Oops. Because water 1, air 1 will be more useful than S1, air 1. Okay. So that is almost everything. Let's make sure our research is still good. Okay, we're still good there. Hemden has been entirely depopulated by those foul, filthy ogres. This guy is moving over there. I do want to put a guy patrolling over here, so that way I just don't get that taken over by scouts or random events. High Priest, is that any good? Not really. Maybe it'd be good in a different universe. Alright, so that'll be this turn. And let's see what happens in the next one.